South Dakota.
All right. Thanks, Alec. Thanks, everybody, for joining today. Just looking back at Saturday, really proud of our football team, the way we fought and played really hard, really physical. I thought our guys, had a good week of preparation, and then, we get to the Alaris Center, and it was a big day out there. Nice weather, great atmosphere. The Hawk Walk has been quite a tradition for us, and our guys got to experience it with a big crowd, and then you get into the building, and I thought our guys handled, the big crowd and all that really well. Obviously, we can always do better, but I want to thank our supporters and student body for getting out there, and we hope to see them back because I think it helps us and created a great home field environment. But the game itself, like I said, very physical. Defensively, really fought hard, limited big plays. The first third down was the longest pass of the day, and then, a couple run plays that got away from us, and then really played very physical, and it was a different feel to it how we were playing from 7 months earlier. So pleased to see that. And then offensively, I thought we made, some good plays in that, just not enough when we needed to make some key plays. But, battled hard. We played hard on offense. So overall special teams were solid. And, therefore we were in a tight game. And, congrats to the opponent. Won. I think it was a hard-fought game. And now we got to move on. It's really important that we work hard and focus on preparation for USD. This is a team that's scoring a lot of points. They're getting off to fast starts. I think they're very good on defense. They're big and physical up front and really play hard and are creating turnovers. I believe they're a +6 at this point with 6 interceptions and popping the ball loose on fumbles and getting on them. And very good kicking game. Their specialists are very good, so they can play the field position game. And, I know their staff quite well, and we're looking forward to the challenge, and it'll be a big challenge going on the road, but against a very good opponent.
All right, go about the questions in the room first. So, Tom, go ahead.
On Saturday, North Dakota State didn't have any positive yards out of any of their wide receivers. What allowed you guys to do so well in the passing game against them?
Well, I think, they came in and wanted to run the football, and when we were able to, contain the running game a bit, they were going to stick with it and try to move the chains and all that. And early on, I think we, got to the quarterback a little bit, hit him, and, I really don't know. We did defend a couple posts really well. They had the one big one. Obviously, the tight end's a good player. They got him down the middle. Later on, they, just think, defensively, when we played well and you're aggressive and bringing pressures and all that, it probably concerned them a bit, but I really don't know the answer. You'd have to ask them. But, they got good players, and we wanted to, stop the run first, and knew we couldn't give up explosive plays. And I think, when they threw a couple up for grabs, we were there to make plays on them.
Do you feel like, I don't know, is there a new bar, a new expectation at all with the level your defense played at? Just whether it was emotion or whatever it was, it just seemed like they were maybe at a new mark.
Yeah, I think we always want a high expectation, and we've been really good at defense here at North Dakota for a long, long time, and you got to play with a great effort and a lot of emotion. But I think our guys were challenged to really play physical and attack the offense, and that made a difference. And we got to replicate that and play at a high emotional level week after week. And we've talked about that and how you do that and go on the road and do the same thing. That's what great defenses do. So physically it hurts when you play like that. It was a real physical game, and we've got to do a good job of getting our guys back physically and then being at a really good emotional level to go on the road and play at a high level again. Yeah, we got to be able to find a way to get some balance. And we ran the ball effectively at times, but there were probably some plays that we just didn't execute at a high level that you need to against a very good opponent. And then the one thing that, out of our first few plays, those 5-yard penalties make a difference. When you're against a good team, 1st and 15 is a lot different. We get a 1st and 15 to start the game. Our first play actually was a real positive play, but it's for 9 yards, and we're still 2nd and 6, if I'm doing my math correctly here, instead of 2nd and 1. So got to focus and got to learn to play in those environments and have great focus, because those are discipline penalties. They have nothing to do with the opponent. It's all us. So we're going to really work hard at that.
All right, we'll go up to questions in the Zoom, so raise your hand and I'll call on you. We'll start with Devin.
Coach, this was your guys' first conference game of the year, and it was real physical, real emotional. Do you think it was a good thing for you guys to get this one kind of under your belt early?
Well, we needed to start conference play, and we really worked hard to become 1-0 in the conference, because conference is the biggest part of your season and the most important part of your season. And all games are important in FCS football, but we wanted to get off to a good start, and it happened to be against our rival school, in-state school. So, we got to be able to move on. That's what we talked to the team about after the game, and especially yesterday on Sunday when we met. We got to be able to move on and get back emotionally, get back physically, and our preparation started yesterday afternoon for South Dakota, and I like the mood of our guys out in the practice field. I really did, and that's the reason we want to meet with them on Sundays. And then today is an off day where the coaches are working hard to put together a good plan, and tomorrow we get back out there and want to learn the plan and have to execute at a high level.
For you as a coach, kind of how do you get your guys back to that balance point emotionally after a game that was as contested as that one was?
Yeah. Well, we talked to our guys that that's their responsibility, but I believe in our guys. Talk to our captains, talk to our leadership council, talk to our team. And like I said, after the game, I love our football team. And I told our guys that I love the way we played. I believe in them. And I believe in that they can recover from this too, because you have to. We put it on our shirts day by day. So today's a really important day. Tomorrow's going to be another important day. Every day is really important. It may sound like an old cliche, but that's how you got to do it. That's how you get back emotionally. You make it about the next game, and that's where we're at. We got to make it about the next game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, WDOI.
Bubba, just curious how you guys came out health-wise out of the game on Saturday.
Yeah, really sore, physically sore, because it was real physical. So a lot of guys with bumps and bruises. Right now, we're Tyler Burrian and Josh Navratil. Those are guys that are in question, and we're still looking at that, and we'll know more by the end of the day. But those would be 2 guys that never returned in the game. But we had a number of guys that after these games, you're sore. So we got to be smart how we get them back physically. But those would be the 2 that we are unsure when they'll return to action.
I know Devin kind of hinted on this, but how do you, I know you're stressing already about avoiding a letdown if you had the first game out of the chute with a really good team. Is that something you started already yesterday before practice even got going?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about it Saturday night. And, we got to remember, coaches got to do a good job of that too. We kind of have to help set the tone, and because we have a lot of emotions put into each and every game each week, and we got to do a good job to set the tone and move forward and really work hard on preparing for the next opponent. And I think that's how you do it. But to not address it, I think, would be a mistake. You got to address it and say, here's a concern, and we got to challenge the guys to really focus on the University of South Dakota and the preparation for this game.
How good is Carson Camp? I know he played as a freshman last year. You saw him up in the Alaris. How much has he developed from the time you saw him in March to now?
Yeah, very very impressed with him. You know, he's run the ball, I believe, 44 times, so they're using him a little bit more in the run game, and he throws all kinds of, you know, he's got good touch on screens. They're a really good screen team, and that was a concern for us last spring and still remains a concern, but throws a deep ball. You know, he's got Carter Bell and Cody Case are two guys that I think are really skilled, and they use them well in their offense. And Sampson, the tight end, talented player, but going back to camp, just a real competitor. You know, he plays hard, can get out and hurt you with his feet. So anytime a guy can get out and scramble, and you got to be concerned, you know, it changes your plan a bit, how you can attack him and how you got to plan to contain him. But improved from the spring, no doubt.
Are you relieved you have a full week to prepare for him, unlike the spring where it was basically like 3 days because you're playing on a Thursday night in South Dakota?
Yeah, you know, you always want a full week. Anytime you're on a short week, it's challenging, and it was challenging for them. They were on the road when they played us in the spring, so they had a really short week, and I'm sure they're pleased about it and looking forward to have a whole week to prepare for us too. But looking forward to a great game, and two teams that will compete hard because they play really hard.